Hey y'all, TeannaBReading here. Welcome back to my channel. We keeping it going, y'all. I'm zooming. I ain't zooming. Anyway, we still doing book reviews today. So, keeping on. Today we are going to be reviewing The Other Side of Fame by an author by the name of D. Rose. The book is 441 pages long. I rated it a 5 out of 5, y'all. Took me like a day to read this book, because I think I read this when my son wasn't home. All right, real quick, the summary. Let me zoom in. Sorry if I'm looking down bothering you, but I'm reading on my computer screen. Summary. When interest in their relationship draws the attention needed to advance her career, Emery and Kian agree to fake date for a year. Initially, the agreement appears straightforward, given their complex history that deemed them unsuitable for love. Then, suddenly, during their shared quiet moments and confidences, adhering to the terms of their arrangement became challenging. Soon, the obstacles that once prevented them from being together became insignificant. I just want to say, real quick, I am so proud of myself the way I be reading these summaries on here to y'all, because for those of y'all who don't know, I do not like to read out loud. Because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I have a lisp. So I am very insecure with reading. I always have been. It's never going to change. I can't say my S's. I can't say soft C's. I can't say X. And I can't say V. So I've always hated reading aloud. But I do it for y'all. I do it for the enjoyment. All right, y'all. Sorry. I had to get Julian situated. So we're going to try to get this done. To my point, so I'm very insecure about reading aloud, but look at me overcoming my fears. All right, I said in my thoughts, these are my notes for the book. I said, this book was so good. I really enjoyed the pace of the story. The book did a good job of building up their relationship. It started off very natural. It started off we in the same industry. We run into each other all the time, but we have never pursued a relationship. Like, we're just friendly, kind of. So I did like that. I like the fact that the book had like a natural progression. I don't try to hit myself so hard. I wish there would have been a moment of Fame actually standing up to his father in terms of him trying to dictate his career. Fame is the main male character in the book. His real name is Kian. His rap name is Fame. Fame raps. Emery goes by Heaven and is a R&B singer. So, in the book, Fame's father is in prison. He's doing a long stint, y'all. And his father took in one of his girlfriend's kids as his own. And Fame is the one with the talent, long story short. And so the father basically imposes his will onto Fame and forces him to put those other two adults, they're not kids anymore, other two adults give them jobs, basically. One of the siblings lives up to her job title of being like his assistant or whatever. But she's not the problem. Her brother is. He is a half-stepper, if I ever heard the word. He half-steps. He is lazy. He feels like he's entitled to the fame that Fame has. He feels like, because I know you need to give me what I'm asking for, kind of things, you know? And I just wish at some point in the book, you can tell Fame is not happy with it. He says it, that he doesn't like that he is put in this position with them to have to basically provide for them. But he never says it to his father. He kind of just let his father continue to like tell him what he needs to do in terms of those adults. He never quite stands up to him and is like, this is how I feel. He never does that. It's always it's always him just giving in. It never feels like he is brave enough to be like, no, I'm not doing this. Or maybe he doesn't want to hurt somebody's feelings or something. I don't know. But he never does it. I understand why Fame's mom wasn't super accepting of Nicole and Wayne, though Nicole and Wayne are the step kids. His mom is very standoffish towards them. Like, she doesn't want to be around them. Rightfully so. Fame's dad wasn't faithful. This is somebody he was like cheating with who happened to have kids, and now he's claiming her kids as his. He wasn't faithful. He wasn't like the stand-up partner. The mom and Fame's dad are like the toxic ride or die romance where they are still, even with the father being in prison, they're still together essentially. And so she's not really comfortable with the fact that he's still claiming this woman's kids as his, which is understandable. But I feel like at any point, if you choose to accept a person as your partner, you kind of have to accept what they come with. And he now comes with those kids, with our adults, but he now comes with them. So it is what it is. But I don't like how he makes them Fame's responsibility. The mom has chosen to still be in any kind of relationship with Fame's dad. But it's not fair to Fame, I think. I said, I'm glad that the author didn't do that thing where the main characters are exposed for faking a relationship, then having to do the we really love each other moment. It was just a natural progression. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Where couples in books or movies or TV, they fake relationships, and then at some point they're exposed, and it's like they break up, but then they realize they really do love each other, and they get back together, and then the relationship becomes real. I'm glad that this author did not do that. The fact that they were faking a relationship never got out, because they genuinely enjoyed spending time together. So it wasn't a situation where it ever got out to the masses that the relationship started off as fake. And so we just got to see it develop without that hanging over of like, there was mention of an end date, but there wasn't this, it didn't feel like it was on a time clock. Like, it didn't feel like you were counting down until the moment that it blew up in their face kind of thing. So I did appreciate that. It was just, you know what? I think we really like each other. We should, I want to keep seeing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was more so that there was no, I don't want to say it. There was no outside people involved in that decision. I liked that the drama with Gabrielle didn't linger too long. I wish we could have let me stick with Gabrielle first. Gabrielle is another, I don't think she sang. I think she was like just a social media influencer or model type, social media model or something. Anyway, her and Fame have a relationship, and it's kind of like off and on. When she don't have nobody else, she comes back to Fame. Like, he's like her. You know how they say if you give a man the chance, he'll come back every time, and that's not something you should be happy about? That's kind of like what Gabrielle did to Fame throughout the book. Like, he just let her come back every time, and she knew that he would do it, so she took advantage of it. I like that. And she wasn't happy about him pushing her away for Emery / Heaven, whatever you want to call her. But I do like the fact that once he was like, this is what it is, it wasn't a situation where there was a lot of like back and forth. Because usually what books do now is you'll see them arguing on or throwing shade on Twitter, or, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, they'll talk about how the person shaded her or whatever. It wasn't any of that. Once he told her what it was, she was just gone. And I did appreciate that. I'm not a big fan of the love triangle thing. So I'm glad that once it was said, what was said, she was gone. The last thing I said about this book was I wish we could have gotten more of when Fame met Heaven / Emery's son, Shy, because she does have a son. with another person in the industry who does not have a relationship with the child. He didn't want the child. So it's kind of glossed over when they meet and he's just like, hi, I'm Ken or whatever. And it just moves on, but it's not a situation where we like see him interact with the child often. I wish we could have got more of that, because we do get the love that he has for Emery / Heaven, but we never see him like it's just weird because he's like at her house, he goes to family functions in the book, but he's never like particularly interested. I ain't gonna say interested. He doesn't show any particular interest in her child. It's kind of just like, okay, you got a baby, but he doesn't necessarily show a specific interest in the baby. He's not a baby, but y'all get what I'm saying. But other than that, I did enjoy the book. The drama between Emery's ex that happened in the book, I'm not gonna spill it because that's a big part of the book. But just in case people don't read it, I want them to get that themselves. My sister-in-law is texting me. I'll text her back in a second. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff down below. I'll see you guys in my next video.